Vacations, state fair, long weekends, all of my favorite things. And why am I bringing those up, you ask? In this video, you're going to learn about all the things that you should be saving for in your budget. I'm not talking about the electricity bill or your phone bill or all that other boring stuff. I'm talking about the real things that make life life. So watch this video, tune in to find out what you should be including in your budget, how to save for those things, and why it really matters for the best life. When I first started budgeting, I was doing it all wrong. I was just including my bills, things that I knew I spent money on, restaurants, alcohol, that kind of thing. But I found that the longer I went with budgeting, the worse I was kind of getting at it, because I kept finding all of these things that I was spending money on that weren't included in my budget. I would get thrown off by a birthday present that I had to buy, or I was in a wedding and I didn't even think to save for the dress or the night out, right? And so as the longer that I went with budgeting, the more items I was figuring out, hey, this needs to be included and I need to start saving for these things immediately. So then I started doing a couple of things. I started looking at my calendar ahead of time so that I can better plan the things that I should be saving for on a regular basis. So how do you get started with making sure that your budget is fit for your life and getting you to the goals that you want to accomplish? First, like I said, look at your calendar and see what is happening this year, this month, this week that I need to start saving money for. Do I have dinners with friends? Do I have a vacation that I'm saving for? How about the state fair? Hello, it better be happening this year because it is my favorite thing if you don't already know that. But what are the things that we love most that we want to make sure we have money for? These are the items that we should start making a list of and figuring out, okay, how am I going to make these happen? Because I'm probably already going to be doing them. And so instead of going into debt and just pretending like it isn't a big deal, let's actually be proactive and save for those items ahead of time. That way we can have a stress-free, fun time and not have to worry about money or putting things on our credit cards. Okay, so when I first started Money Gal Coaching, I created this amazing PDF of the 62 items that you need to include in your budget. Some of the things are very obvious. They're like restaurants and groceries and your phone bill and your mortgage. But other items, I quickly realized as I was coaching people, they weren't including these things in their budgets. If you have young kids, are you including diapers? Are you including clothing because they grow so fast? If you're in school, what about textbooks? What about parking fees? What about tuition? If you are just living your best life, what about long weekends, which is very different than vacations? What about saving for sporting events or concerts? These are all the things that I want to make sure that we are all including in our budgets because they are truly what makes us happy. And when we include all of these items in our budget, we're more apt to stick to our budgets because they are working for us. They are giving us all the things that we love in life, right? So that's the reason why I'm so passionate about this topic, is because once you can figure it out, once you include all the things that you love, budgeting is so easy. And I think that's the reason why I was so scared of a budget right away and why so many of us fail at budgets in the beginning. We're not including the right things. So make sure that you're including all those things that you love in life, and make sure that you are proactively looking at your calendar when you're speaking with friends, setting money aside, or knowing how much at least you need to spend for that event, right? And once we start doing that, we can get really good with our budgets, and budgets can be kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. All right, so we've talked about all the fun things: vacation, going out, concerts, movies, all that jazz. What about the not so fun things, but we should still be saving for in our budgets and you still might be forgetting in your budget? Here are some things you need to make sure that you're saving for that should be included, and it'll make just life a little less stressful. Okay, so I don't know about you, but if you had an old car, or you have an old car, I did, you will probably want to be saving for auto maintenance, car replacement. That was a fund that I was constantly throwing money at because I knew this car could only last me so much longer. And after that, I didn't want to take out another car loan. That was not even in the question, right? And so I started saving for tires and just general maintenance and repairs on top of buffering it a little bit more to save for that new car. And you can do this simply by figuring out when you think you're going to need to replace your car and how much money you're going to need for that new car. All right, another thing that you should be including in your budget, which is still kind of fun, is home projects. Sure, you'll have the water heater every once in a while, the dishwasher, or a new roof, but what about the new patio that you wanted, or having a big garden, or redoing your front door, putting a new siding? There are some fun things to home projects, and if you're not saving for that money, it quickly adds up and it is very expensive. I know we just had to spend about $11,000 on our basement to just keep it from getting water inside of it, and that was the last thing that I wanted to spend $11,000 on in our house. But because we just had a buffer for home maintenance and repairs, we were able to pay for this. And with a little other tips and tricks, you can make sure that you're not going into debt over silly things, all because you're including it in your budget ahead of time. All right, so go ahead and take a look around you, your car, your house, your kids, your friends, and figure out what is costing me money, what am I forgetting about in my budget, and what do I need to start saving for? Even if it's just $5 a month, $10 a month for something, it's amazing how quickly that adds up. And then you don't have to have a stressful event, right? Then you can go spend $100 at a concert and not have to stress about it, or not go out to eat that week because you didn't have any money and you didn't have a plan for this, right? So that's what you should be doing today. Go ahead and look at your budget, look at your spending, and see what can you include in your budget to make it that much better. All right, so that's all that we have for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining in. Always fun. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, share it with a friend, help your girl out, because I am all about helping you get out of debt and live your best life while on a budget.